Hello everyone, and welcome back to the chess tutorial series. In this video, we're going to go over path highlighting and some more logic for our pathfinding. Before we get started, I want to address an error that we made on the last video. Simple one, just go ahead and open up your pawn. And then inside of get all possible moves, the function that we created, we just want to change this find valid path direction to forward. Then we can go ahead and save and compile. And then just go ahead and press play, click on your pawn, and then click on any of the squares, either the first one or the second one. Just make sure it's moving like mine just did. Okay, we can go ahead and close that now. And now we're going to get started on the highlighting. So let's go ahead and go into our game, create a new folder, name this highlights. And then we're also going to put another folder in here called materials. And then we're going to create a material. So let's go ahead and find the material. There it is. We're just going to name this mat underscore highlight. And basically what the highlighting is going to do, I know the pieces are already highlighting right now. As you can tell, they're turning yellow. But we want the actual squares where the pieces can move to highlight. So that's what we're going to be doing. So we're just going to create a simple material for this. We're going to hold 4, click, and then plug it into our base color right here. And then we're going to make sure to click on some blank space over here, select the blend mode, and then make it translucent. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and change it to some kind of yellow color. That'll do fine. Then we can set the alpha to something like 0.075. Okay, and then we will hold 1, drag this into the opacity, and then we can actually just change it to 0.75 here. We don't need to worry about it right here. And then that should be it. It looks perfect. We can go ahead and save that now. Alright, so now that it's done saving, we can go ahead and close this, go back into our highlights folder, right click, we're going to create a new blueprint, name this actor, we're going to choose actor, and then we're going to name it BP underscore highlight actor. Go ahead and open this up. We're going to find a plane, leave it at the default position, and then we're going to change our material to the one that we just created, so we can do that by selecting it here, and then opening it up, pressing this arrow. Then we can save and compile, and close out of this. So now we're going to navigate back to our chessboard. And inside of our chessboard, we're going to create a new function. Actually, we're not going to create a new function. We need to go into our old function, highlight valid points, and this is where we're going to get started. All right, so let's go ahead and get started by get components by tag. And we're just going to search for the tag blocks. Okay, and then we want this to be a static mesh component. And we're going to do a for each loop, hook this up to the executable. And then off of this, we are going to find block, number and letter. And we're going to check our positions and see if it contains this position. Branch right here. Okay, so if it does contain it, what we're going to do is we're going to spawn actor from class. Class is going to be our highlight actor. Spawn transform, we're just going to get world location. Okay. And then we are going to break vector. Going to go over here, make transform. Then we're going to make vector. Then we're going to plug in the x and y values. And then off of z, we are going to add. We want add a float, which should be somewhere up here. Float plus float. Let's see. Okay. And then we're going to put 3 in here. Plug this into our z. Okay. And that's actually all that we need to do. So we can go ahead and save and compile. So the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to create a new function. We're going to name this clear highlights. Okay. And what clear highlights is going to do is we actually need to go back into this function rather. And we need to drag out this, promote to variable. We're going to delete that one. Go back down here, change this to an array. And then we're going to rename this to highlight actors. We're going to drag a reference out here, use the add function, and then we're just going to hook it up right there. So we can save and compile now. Now we're going to jump into our clear highlights, and all this is going to do is grab this for each and check if it's valid. So if it's valid, then we are going to destroy actor. There we go. Okay, we can save and compile that one too. And now we're going to create a new function. This one's called isPositionInDanger. And basically what this is going to do is it's going to check and see if the position is targeted by any of our pieces. So let's go ahead and create that. Actually, before we jump into that, let's go ahead and add these to a category. Let's just throw those in there. Make a new one called init. Info. Pieces. And I think we can leave those where they are. Okay, so save and compile. And then new function. And again, this one's going to be called isPositionInDanger. And we need a string input as well as a team enum input. So grab a string and then search for team. Name this position and this one team. We can save and compile. Now we can grab the length. And we're just going to make sure this is greater than 1. Actually, we can do in range, I believe. Yeah, so let's grab an in range. And we want it to be within 2 and 2. Actually, let's just set this to equals. That's a better way to do it. So we're just going to do equals 2. Okay. And now what we need to do is we need to create a return. So we need a return. And this is just going to be a Boolean. And all this is going to tell us is that the position is in danger or not in danger. Okay. So next, we are going to let's grab all of our pieces. Grab values. And then we're going to do a for each with break. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to check and see. We're going to get the team. Make sure the team is not equal to the team that was input. And if it's not equal, we're going to check and see if the current moves, so get current moves, contains our position. Okay? Branch here. And we're also going to do the same thing with our current attacks. There we go. Okay, and then plug in our position again. There we go. Hook it up like that. And then if true, we are going to create a local variable. Call this return. And we are going to set return to true. So if either of these two return true, we are going to break the for loop. Okay, looks like we can't do it that way, so let's grab this, and then hook that up there. This is getting all messed up. All right. There we go. I'm not sure why that node was being weird, but we fixed it now. And there we go. Last thing we need to do is just hook up our return. And we can save, compile, and we're done with that function. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to create a function called getCurrentKing, and then we're going to do getCurrentTeam. And that'll just allow us to easily grab the current king and the current team. So let's create that function, getCurrentKing. Okay. And all this is going to do is we're going to take both of these references. We're going to grab the player reference. We're going to get the team. And then we're going to do a select node. If it's white, we'll return this one. If it's black, we'll return this one. Outputs, you can just create a random one. And then plug in this value, delete the other one, and name this king. Save and compile. The next thing that we're going to do is we're just going to get current team. So get current team. Oh, looks like we already have that function, so we're going to leave that one by itself. Don't believe we already made the other one though, so that's perfect. Drag this into our info folder, as well as this one. Okay, save and compile. And then next we're going to do a function called isKingInCheck. And basically what isKingInCheck is going to do is it's going to help us highlight the king actor whenever it's in check. So all we're going to do is create a new function, isKingInCheck. Okay, so now for this function, we're just going to get current king. Make sure that's a pure function. Okay, we're going to get position. And then we're just going to check, is position in danger? And we can make this a peer function as well. And then the team, we can just get current team, plug that in. And then we just create a return value, plug that in there, and then name this return. Okay, so now we can go ahead and press play. I'm going to click on our pieces, and as you can tell, we're now getting this little highlight thing that's happening. But we're also not clearing them, so I don't believe we made a reference to our clear highlighted actors yet. Go to our event graph, and then let's find our mouse clicked event right here, and we're going to clear highlights. Save, compile, press play, and we can try this again. So they're showing up, click on another one, and there we go. It's working perfectly. So we might want to make this highlight actor a little bit bigger. So let's go into highlight actor, go into the event graph, and then let's just scale this up a little bit. Try that. That's a little bit better. All right, that's the end of this video, everyone. I hope you learned something new. In the next video, we're going to be finishing the piece movement for all of our pieces, so stay tuned.